Hey, it's Richard Pyatt. We're back here at the Medalist Golf Club with Lowell Weaver. Here in Marshall today, we're going to talk about bunkers. We spend a lot of time in bunkers. I know I do.
Yeah. So bring your lunch because you're in the beach now.
That's right. Yep. Should have put on my Speedo and laid out. No, never mind. This is
we'll
golf.
pass. We'll pass on that.
Yeah, we'll pass on that. So, as you've demonstrated here very nicely, the ball is rolled into the bunker, and that is very characteristic of a situation that I'd be dealing with. And as you'll see, this bunker has a nice lip on it, and getting up over that is always a challenge, but that's why they're built this way.
Exactly, that's why they make sand wedges too.
That's right. So tell us how we should approach this.
Okay, a couple of things about bunker shots. That's one of the shots that nobody ever practices.
Yeah, well, it's hard, I guess, to have a bunker to go get into, I suppose.
Yeah, but we do have one at our range. And there's another thing, if you're out just playing golf and practicing a little bit, throw a ball in a bunker once in a while and just hit it out so you get some practice, get used to it, and do some stuff like that.
Right.
But when you do hit a bunker shot, there's a few things you do. Your swing is, you want to swing just a little bit differently at it than you would a normal chip shot or a shot from the fairway. You want to be a little steeper because you want to dig underneath that ball and have the sand actually kind of push the ball out, and we'll discuss that here in a minute. But when you get in to take your stance, you want to dig down a little bit. You don't want to slip everywhere, so you'll dig your feet in a little bit, get your stance, usually a little open stance, and then hopefully you just pop it out there on the green somewhere, and if nobody's looking, you just pick it up and throw it.
I've never done that. All right.
When you take your stance with a bunker shot, is you'll actually want to have a little bit of an open stance with your feet. So I'm hitting it. Now in a bunker you don't touch the sand, but we're going to do this just for demonstration. But that's basically where what direction I want the ball to go. That's where the flag is. As you can see, my feet are wide open. What that does, it helps get your hips out of the way. And when you go to hit the shot, you usually try to have the face of the club open, and when you swing, you take a little steeper swing because you don't want to go here and hit the sand way back here. It'll stop your club. You want to take a steeper swing, and when you hit, you actually want to hit just a little bit behind the ball. They basically say about the size of a quarter. So that's where you want to hit the ball. And so your feet are open, club faces toward the pin, and you hit it out. Luckily we have a putt. So now you know why it's a good idea for people to hit practice bunker shots.
Yeah, well, it's true. I never do that, obviously. Oh, see? Whoa!
Got all that one.
So this is a sand wedge. I don't even have one of these. I tend to use the pitching wedge in a bunker, which is probably part of the problem. What's the difference?
Well, sand wedge, it has more loft.
Yeah.
This one here happens to be a 58 degree. They go all the way up to 64 for that matter.
Oh, wow.
Your pitching wedge is probably about a 44. So it's got more loft. It's easier to get up in the air over that lip that you discussed you had a problem with.
Right.
But the other part is that a sand wedge usually has a little bit of a sharper leading edge, so to speak, which makes it easier to dig into the sand instead of bounce off of it. The bottom of the club they call this bounce. And the more bounce there is, the more it pops up off the ground instead of digging in. You want a club that'll dig in a little bit more around the sand.
Well, and the whole thing really is fairly thin if you look at the thickness of it.
Yep.
And that helps it get through that, I presume.
Yeah, there's different ones, but the key is the angle how this is on here. That tells you the bounce, and it has more of the ability to either hit the ground and bounce up or dig in. Is what that is, and so you want to dig a little bit on sand wedge.
All right. The other thing is there is etiquette in a bunker, isn't there?
Yeah, one of the things that you run into is when you do hit into a bunker, there's a few things. Obviously, you can't ground your club before you hit, so you can't do any manicuring beforehand. But after you hit your shot, think of the people behind you, and make sure you go in and you rake the bunker, get it nice and smooth for them. So if they hit it in there, they're not hitting out of a footprint or anything like that. And then when you do exit the bunker, don't exit on that, that lip you talked about.
Yes.
If you go out and lip all the time, it just pulls all that dirt down in and the grass and makes it look really bad. Just exit out the backside where you came in, rake your way out of it, and you're good to go from there.
Yeah, it's kind of like mopping yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
You have to sort of back your way out of it.
Exactly.
Yep.